For day 13 maths, we are using estimation to check answers or to get answers before we calculate accurately. Why do you think we need estimation? Pause the video for a couple of seconds. Think about what the clues on screen might be telling you about when we might need estimation in real life situations. So we can use estimation for things like food shopping. Lots of your parents and guardians might add up roughly in their head their food shopping as they go around, so they know what the total will roughly be. Why do you think that we wouldn't accurately be able to calculate in situations like food shopping? Have a think. It might be easier to use estimation when we're doing things like food shopping because we wouldn't really want to write down a long, complicated calculation to add up the total of the items. Instead, we might want to just keep a tally in our head. So things that are 99p, we might round to the nearest pound, so £1. We might then have something that's £1.80, so we might round that to £2, and we've got a total of £3 so far. That's called a running total. You might also use estimation when you're doing things like DIY. You might want to estimate how many tins of paint you will need, roughly. You don't need it to the exact milliliter, but you might need to know how many tins of paint to paint your fence, for example, or how many tiles you might need for a floor of a certain area. A rough estimation will help first of all, and then you can do the more accurate maths after. And thirdly, you could use it for things like cooking. So I know that we've talked about using ingredients and recipes when we studied ratio, but you might want to think if you know a recipe uses 4 eggs for 2 people, we can just very quickly double it, or we could very quickly double the amount of liquid, for example, we're using in cooking without working out the exact amount. So now we're going to see how we use estimation in maths and apply it to those real life situations. So my example today is 56.75 add 49.12. So I could work out this calculation accurately, but because we're estimating today, the first step you need to take is round each of the numbers to their nearest whole number. Because this number's got 0.75, I know that 0.7 in the tenths column is greater than 5, so I'm going to round that number up to the next whole number, which would be 57. And with 49.12, I know the number in the tenths column, 1, is less than 4, so I'm going to round that down. And when we say round down, we mean keep at that whole number. So the nearest whole number to 49.12 would be 49. Make sure you don't make the mistake of saying it's 48. So I've now got the calculation, 57 add 49. I now use whatever operation I've been given, which is addition in this case, and I complete the calculation with my 2 whole numbers. 57 add 49 is 106. I'm now going to check the answer is sensible like we always do in our maths lessons. If I had got the answer of 10,006, I would know that wasn't sensible because it would be far too big for these 2 numbers as a total. Equally, if I'd got the number 1 and I was adding 2 tens numbers together, and I then had an answer of a ones number, I would know that would be far too small. So always check your answer is sensible. Finally today, I want you to calculate the accurate answer. So go back to the question and calculate the exact answer. So 56.75 add 49.12. And then, as a little challenge, as you're in year 6, I want you to check the margin of error. So compare your answer for the accurate answer and your estimated answer and see what the difference was. So that would require you to subtract. Hopefully you'll have a really small difference, and that shows you that estimating is a really good way of working something out quickly. Your next step today is I want you to go and complete your learning by questions as a warm-up and prove to me that you know exactly how to use estimation. And finally today, I want you to complete 2 of your columns from your learning packs, remembering that we first of all round up to the nearest whole number. Make sure you read the question though, because bronze here is asking us to round to the nearest 10. Silver is asking us to round to the nearest 1,000. And gold and platinum today are asking us to round to the nearest 10th. And these questions here, the platinum questions, are mixed.